Donald Trump bring fascist youth groups to the United States of America to prevent school shootings. In fascist Italy, all of the children had guns and they were taught how to fire guns, and there were no school shootings in fascist Italy, none that I know of. America has become the serial killer capital as well. There's more serial killers in America than all other 194 states combined. I don't know of serial killers in fascist Italy. When Mussolini was gunned down, April 28th, 1945, it was not to end. That was his martyrdom. That was his cross. And the book, The Body of Ildus, compares the death of Mussolini to the death of Jesus Christ, calls it a Calvary. Well, Benito Mussolini promised on April 28th, 1945, that he would be back to a nation that is much stronger, in need of a leader. And if you Google that quote, it shows a picture of you next to Benito Mussolini. Donald Trump, let's make history. You are under the influence of Benito Mussolini. He is your patron saint. Mussolini was not just a failure. World War II took place when he was a grandfather and his military sucked. But he was in power for almost 23 years prior to that, and he accomplished so much good, created the independent Vatican City state that exists today. He outlawed abortion, he voiced his disapproval about contraceptives, and he got the Italian people to not even contracept. He was on the Pope's side, Pope Pius XI. He was Pope Pius XI's right-hand man. He created the most spiritual and religious form of government. He created the greatest enemy of communism, militant atheism. He created the government that was most opposed to not only communism, but he created the government that boosts the economy more than any other government. If America were fascist, we would have law and order. Benito Mussolini made the trains run on time. He was charismatic, and he charmed the people. In fact, Benito Mussolini's rise to power was entirely based off of how charming he was, because he didn't have qualifications. He was a trump card. He was unqualified. He was that lowest card of another suit that takes all the higher cards of a different suit. He was the trump card. He was the one who was anointed, and his name is prophetic just like yours. You lived up to your name, Donald Trump. Your first name, Donald, means leader, and your last name, Trump, means what I just said. And Benito Mussolini, his name means to supplant, to remove from power, and to replace, which is precisely what Benito Mussolini did. But nobody voted for Benito Mussolini. He was in a first world cradle of democracy, and nobody voted for him. That's how much the Italian people saw in him supreme leader. The author of fascism was not racist, and neither is fascism racist. Neither is fascism oppression. We have got to show this world what fascism really is. It boosts the economy. It's about a one-party state where everybody works together, where the media has to support the regime. The media is always dividing people. The media, we cannot have a divided America. That's not good for the economy. It's not good for the military. It's not good for the morale of the people. What we need is, we need a headquarters just like that. That was his headquarters building, Donald Trump. We need a headquarters equally that impressive for you. And I know that you can be so much more than our president, Donald Trump. That's why I'm telling you, hire me. We will establish American State Shinto. You sponsor me. I'm Spider-Man. I'm a superhero. I collect tarantulas and everyone calls me Spider-Man. When I was in jail, I faced my greatest fear, which was spiders. The 8 legs, the hair, the fangs, everything about spiders just scared the shit out of me. So I faced spiders and I realized I was in love with what I was scared of. I was in love with my fear. And ever since then, that's just what I do. I face my fear. When I was afraid of the dark, I walked out into the pitch black night through the woods of Big Fork, Montana, and I danced in the light of the moon. It was terrifying at first, and there was very real present danger because at that area in Montana, grizzly bears have walked into the tents of people and killed them. There's a book written about it called The Night of the Grizzlies. And, but you hire Spider-Man, and I will make me the patron saint of the World Wide Web. Well, I can't be patron saint, but patron of the World Wide Web, because spiders spin a web, and will outlaw internet pornography. I'll get more to that. But Benito Mussolini boosted the economy, and he made the trains run on time. He established law and order. He made short work of the mafia. This is your guy, Donald Trump. This is the man whose spirit is influencing you. This is the man who is compared to you more than any other person in history. This is the man who you quoted when you said, better to be a lion for one day. Better to be a lion for one day than a lamb for 100 years. We need to bring back these uniforms. Totally. Give me a uniform like that. I'll sport it everywhere I go with some killer boots, and I'll puff out my chest and make fists in the air, and we'll even start a form of sanctioned sex films that are not pornographic. There's a fine line between pornography and sex as God intended it. And I have a really big cock that I can prove, and I am not shy to show it, and trust me, I will be Ted Bundy. I will begin the anti-porn star films, and we will start the Shinto Song of Solomon, the fascist Song of Solomon, where sex films and female beauty and the feminine genius can be properly ordered, so that pornography is outlawed, so that the only types of nudity that are allowed, that are legalized, are that which the emperor approves of. And you can make me Ted Bundy, because there was a voice that told me Ted Bundy kills the Playboy bunny. My first name means gift of God. Ted means gift of God, or God's gift. And my Chinese zodiac is bunny, so Ted Bundy makes perfect sense. And a voice told me Ted Bundy kills the Playboy bunny. So Donald Trump, you can hire me, and I will do everything I can to make pornography illegal. And then we can start Ted Bundy porn, only it won't be porn. It'll be the Shinto Song of Solomon. It'll be something where we twist what the Antichrist does. That's what the anti-Antichrist does. He perverts and twists everything the Antichrist does and steals all the Antichrist strategies and steals the Antichrist's plan of one world government and steals the Antichrist's plan of global domination, steals the Antichrist's monopoly on sex films, and we'll twist it, we'll pervert it, we'll make it into a comedy that's amusing to God. I know God's sense of humor. We'll make it into a comedy that's amusing to God. We'll make it compatible with God. We'll turn it into sexuality that is pleasing to God. And we'll twist it just the right way, so that even if it's not necessarily how God intended it, it's at least non-offensive or entertaining to God or amusing to God. We can do this. And so Go to Benito Mussolini, Donald Trump. He's your guy. He is the spirit in the White House. Keep a picture of him in your pocket. Don't put him on your wall for fear of the liberals. But he's an excellent man, and his wife has my birthday, April 11th. Come on, we need someone so charismatic. Give me that uniform. I can be trained, and I can be more charismatic, and I can get your popularity to go way up. People will say, look at Donald Trump. He took that boy off the streets, and he made a star out of that guy. But it won't be for my sake. It will not be for my glory, Donald Trump. It'll be for your glory, because you are more than a president of the United States. You need to be a fascist dictator. Fascism is the government of God in Scripture. Fascism began in ancient Israel. Ancient Israel was ultra-right-wing, patriotic. Ancient Israel did not have anybody vote for the leader other than the prophet whom God anointed, went and ordained, and consecrated that leader. Ancient Israel was nationalistic, ultra-right-wing, patriotic, conservative. They clung to traditions so tightly that they killed people for working on Sabbath. Ancient Israel was too fascist for me. Benito Mussolini had a much more mild form of fascism. And Donald Trump, I want to be your kamikaze pilot, to die for the emperor. Please, Donald Trump, help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Let me be your kamikaze pilot. Let me go on suicide missions for you. And I don't mean necessarily blow myself up, but if you give the orders, I'll do it. But that's not exactly necessarily what I mean. I mean, send me on impossible missions. You know, send me to neighborhoods full of Antifa and riots, and I will go to those neighborhoods to prove my loyalty to you by shedding my blood for you. And if I survive, well then, I've proven my loyalty. If I die, well then I died a martyr. And if I can become your kamikaze, your slave, I can recruit other kamikazes, other slaves. Slaves for Donald Trump. We can bring back slavery to America and make you the first president to own a slave since Ulysses S. Grant. Please, Donald Trump. Please consider this. I know I can do it. I have extreme confidence. God bless.